Hello everybody, how's things? Okay, so today I want to do like an introduction to chord scales. Now that sounds complicated, so I want to simplify it. So what I want to get across is that wherever you are on the fretboard, you should be able to play a chord. So if I say I play a C major scale, like over one octave, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, like that. So whenever I am on the fretboard, if I'm playing a C major scale, I should be able to play a chord. So so if I'm starting in C, so normally, like for chords, is like you play root, third and fifth, but in this case I want to play root, third and seven. So we go root is a C, C is the E, and the seven's the B. Has to be a B. 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a C major 7. That's a D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7. So B minor 7, because we're not playing the flat 5, you can play a B minor 7 there. And back to the C major 7. Yeah. So that's on the A string. So if you wanted to play it like on the E string, now if we're starting like in the F, which was like if we're in F and in the key of C major, then that would be an F Lydian over one octave. So root would be F, third would be the A, and the 7 would be an E. So that could be a variation on F major 7 for you. You could play it down there. Instead of having to hunt for some shape, you could actually just play it there. G7. As I was saying, G7 it's the same shape as this, but we'll play it here. A minor 7, B minor 7, C major 7, yeah, D minor 7, E minor 7, back to F major 7. You see, because I've got my finger on that A there, yeah. That's the same. It's an octave above. So now, because of the tuning of the guitar, when you start getting on the other strings, it may seem to confuse you a little bit. But so what's that? E. So how about that for F major 7? G7, A minor 7, yeah. That's C major 7. yeah, so now it starts to get a bit more confusing because of this tuning here, because of that tuning. So that's A. You can check it here. Next one is B. That's what's that then? C major 7. How about that? Yeah. How about that for a grip for C major 7? That obviously that's wrong. Yeah. So if you actually do hit a wrong note like that, understand, is it wrong? Or understand why it's wrong, or why you think it's wrong, why the theory says it's wrong, because that might belong to something else. That might belong to like a different scale pattern or something like that. So now that's interesting here. For G7, has to be G. Just that. So that, how about that for like a dominant 7 pattern? So it means to go from major 7. That would be a G major 7. That would be a G7. And we're back to the octave again, which was A, wasn't it? So you see what I mean with this? So this is just like this is more like by way of an introductory video. I want to get a bit more complicated in some follow-up material, but for the moment I just want you to just play around with it, run with it, and see what you can come up with. I mean, it's so much better than like having to get like a big complicated chord book encyclopedia, because this way you can actually just find your way around. And like I say, wherever you are on the fretboard, you should be able to play a chord. Find what chord is it you want to play. But these actual basic shapes, I mean, you'll find them a lot in the flamenco guitar, especially. You know, where quite often they'll play those shapes on like the lower strings, and then they'll be playing like the falsettos on the top. The falsetto just means like the solo part on the top 3 strings, basically. But of course, because we're playing like in chord scales now, then we can actually play the melody in scales, and it's a lot more interesting than it was before, isn't it? And then maybe we can start to open up the right hand as well, so we're not just confined to doing alternate picking. We can actually start bringing in some of the PIMA technique as well, and then we can start like analysing some of those what at the moment might appear more tricky, like Alan Holdsworth type chord grips that he uses, or he used, because like, I mean, he did have like sort of quite long bendy fingers, and sometimes he would contort and he get these what would seem like odd shapes, but when you actually look at the logic behind what he was doing, it's not that tricky. Eric Johnson as well. I mean, I'm sure you've seen, when Eric Johnson plays, a lot of the time he will like just come up with those like little grips, and that's because he knows his way around the fretboard. He knows what chord he could play there, just to spice things up a bit more. Yeah, so I think I need to follow up in another video about like the different intervals, like the 9s and the 11s and the 13s, and even like things like playing in sixths as well, like. Yeah, that type of thing. But you know, like I say, I mean, I could be going on about this all day, and I don't want this video to get too long. But like I say, I just want you to play around with it and come up with some good stuff. Let me know if you got anything. You know, like if you want to film yourself and then sort of like just send me a link. You know, private message me with a link. That'd be great. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you soon.